Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tuesday Champions meeting. It's a pleasure to be here. I have a very interesting presentation that I have for you today. Um, if you're present, thank you so much for being here. If you're catching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. Okay, now today I want to talk to you about you know last week we talked about Cialdini's influence principles, if you recall. Okay. Now we were supposed to talk this week about how to create a sustainable income stream, which is supported by our co-selling and our My Shop technology at Alt Health. You also know that we are running an influencers campaign right now. And I've been meeting and interviewing a lot of influencers of the alternative health and wellness space. Now, I've been learning a few things about these influencers, and I believe there is a key piece of information that you guys got to have before I could actually introduce you to the economics and the activities that you're going to do to be profitable, right? To really create a sustainable income stream. So I prepared this presentation as a lobby before we talk about money. Okay? So I hope you enjoy the information I'm going to share with you today. We're going to talk about the essential steps to building your brand identity. Now, why I wanted to speak to you about this, because many people who are starting their journey as influencers of the alternative health and the wellness and the fitness space, they find rather tricky to nail this, to actually come up with a solid brand identity that they can sustainably carry it on a long time. Now, in the alternative health and wellness industry, we all know that competition is fierce and it takes more than just great attitude or looks to stand out. Obviously, if you look like Henry Cavill or Gal Gadot, you don't have to worry about it, okay? You might as well just jump this presentation and come back when we talk about money. But if you are a normal person, you want to hear what I got to say. Building a strong brand identity is critical for long term success and growth. Now, your brand needs a solid purpose and a vision. Okay. Now, your brand purpose, it needs to be clear. It's got to be concise, a concise statement that really reflects your values at its core and its principles. Now, let me put this into other words. You got to search yourself and find what makes you unique. What do you believe in? What is your philosophy as a fitness trainer, as a yoga teacher, as a nutritionist, as an expert in wellness? What is unique about you? What do you believe in? And you got to transmit that because that's your purpose. That's your vision. Your vision needs to be a long term goal. You want to change the way people run? You want to change the way people do exercise, the way people eat? Do you believe that you have a solution for problems that people are having? So you got to work to fix that. That will have meaning, and meaning has power. Now, after you create and you identify your purpose and your vision, you need to identify your target audience. You have already made some inner search. You found yourself, you know what you want to do, You know how you want to do it. So now let's think about who is the people that are going to pay attention. Okay. So that means that you got to go through demographics, you got to go through psychographics, you got to go through lifestyle habits. You got to understand the people who are on the other side of the screen so you know what and what message and how you're going to deliver it. Okay. So you're going to have a lot of metrics for this. And the internet is full of information. So if, for example, you decide that you want to change the way people eat, that means that you will put yourself into an audience who is looking for better nutrition. That means that you will have to target those people who are always on the search of eating better, eating healthier, right? And you're going to try to influence the ones who are not so they can start doing it. So let's start looking for how many people, what gender are they, what age do they have, right? Let's start learning about who are we going to talk to. Once we know this, we can pass on to the next level, which is develop a unique value proposition. Now, what do I mean by unique value proposition, right? It's basically what sets your brand, your personal brand, apart from competitors, right? What really makes you unique? Is it your lifestyle? Is it something about you, that actually kind of like sets you apart from the rest? Are you capable of doing things that others can't? Are you capable of teaching things in a manner that others can't? Right? It's like what really sets you apart from the rest? And this unique value proposition, it needs to clearly convey the benefits of your content, meaning like you need to color everything you do, whether if it's an article, a video, whatever it is, right? A live stream, a podcast, it all needs to be, it all needs to resonate with your value proposition. So whether it is that you are, trying to fight against dogmas of fitness, or you are trying to bring the light on whatever nutrition, exercise, skincare, hair care, you name it. But you gotta stick to that value proposition throughout the entire content you create in time. Next, you need to be very careful about choosing your brand name, your logo, and your tagline. Okay, these are critical elements of your brand identity. And when you don't do it right at the beginning, it might cost you some followers to change it. Why? Because people get accustomed. It's like that influencer who wears that specific t-shirt and has that specific laydown, and they have the logo and they have everything. And all of a sudden, if something changes because you decide that maybe wasn't looking correct, and you want to change something, people might actually react in a negative way, and you might actually end up losing followers. So you got to get it right from the beginning. And why did I put this at after everything I said? Because your brand name, your logo, and your tagline, they need to resonate with your philosophy, with your purpose, with your vision, with your audience. It's got to be a well thought process that will come up with the right colors, with the right shapes, with the right sizes, with the right names, the right slogan, right? Now, Once you get all that, you're almost ready to come up to light. You're almost ready. The last thing you will need to think about, and this is critical, is to establish your brand tone and your voice. Okay. Now, here we talk about personality, the personality of your brand. Now, hear me out because here's where it gets tricky. Who you are is not necessarily what your brand needs to be. But if so it happens that who you are in your core as a person resonates and aligns with your brand tone and your voice, your probabilities of success as an influencer increases exponentially because that makes you authentic. Okay? It makes you truthful, worth of respect, and people will start paying attention to you. You will find out, and there are so many of them out on the internet, that you will get people who are presenting themselves in a manner on the screen, probably they are friendly, or they are very serious, or they are cocky, or they are whatever it is, kind of like flexing money and doing stuff. But once you see them on the real life, or once they are caught by cameras on the real life, they are anything but that. Okay. And that is very off-putting. So when you are actually talking to your audience, you got to make sure that your personality actually is very, identical day by day. And it's always sending the same appropriate tone. You're speaking to, if you are, for example, if you are an influencer who is an older guy who wants to look younger and wants to speak to older guys who want to still feel and look younger. Okay. And you want to have this, the whole mystery look. You got to be very consequent with that. You got to follow up that, you know? And if that's your personality, then it's all going to resonate and everything is going to work smoothly. But you got to think, you know, like, okay, so what type of personality am I trying to reflect to people? Right? And if you keep true to yourself, I can guarantee you that it will continue through time and people will start respecting you for who you are and what you do and the message you send. Right? And that's going to be converted into followers. And followers later on are converted into potential consumers. Right? So that is what we want. We want to increment our social base so we could actually increase the level of influence that we have on them. So when we promote or maybe talk about a product, that can be converted into sales. All right. So this is key, and you got to think about it. Don't take any rush decisions. This is a process, right? And most people who actually come to light and say, like, no, man, I got it. I know how to speak in front of the mic. I know how to speak about things. And, they might actually gain some popularity, but they will lose it as easy, right? So think about the type of tone and the voice you want to use and how you want to communicate to people. What is the message you want to send? So, as you can see, this is the end of part one of my presentation. Now, the reason why I tried to keep it short this time is because I had a lot of comments saying that they don't manage to get to the end when my presentation is above 20 minutes. So I tried to keep it under 15. So I'm waiting for your feedback. If there's anything else that you want me to change, if there's something you want me to speak about, I'll be happy to do it. I am listening to you. And, everything we do at Alt Health is for the well being of the community, right? So we are very happy to do it. Coming up next week, we'll continue with the last part of this presentation and we'll talk about how to develop a content strategy, online engaging, right? We'll encourage customers testimonials and reviews. How to do that, that's very key, right? How to utilize other influencers partnerships. Sometimes partnering with another influencer with a little bit more experience than you can make the difference in your content. Okay. We'll talk about how to monitor your brand presence, your performance, and how to be adaptable and evolve with the market. So I thank you all for your time. I hope to see you again. And once again, if you want to learn more about Alt Health, if you want to learn more about my shops, about the co-selling technology, about our community, I'll be leaving you in the comment section the links to everything you need to know. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you up next Tuesday. Stay healthy, stay well.